you're supposed to feel this character's complexity. They don't do that. When you stop to just tell people, man, I'm bad, but I'm also kind of sad. It's like,
I mean, don't get me wrong. She's not a villain that I care for much. I mean, my favorite thing about her was that she had like a up grill in her mouth.
Man, listen, I like that grill. It looked like she'd be eating a bowl. It looked like she'd be eating a bowl of bullets, man, and she got bullets stuck in her teeth.
Pennies in between her teeth.
Yeah, it looked like somebody tried to, how you drop a quarter in a goddamn machine.
A vending machine mouth.
She got bullets stuck in her teeth.
Yeah, her grill was good. The rest of her costume was kind of wonky, though.
Man, okay, I'm glad you mentioned that grill because I like it, but I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
December 8th, that's a Friday. Going to be in the Red Room show at 10 p.m. So please get your tickets by going to BroadwayComedyClub.com or go to DoubleToastedNY.com. And it should take you to this page right here where you can get your tickets now. Double Toasted live in Los Angeles is going to be Saturday, April 27th for a night of comedy games and that after party. Everyone's talking about how Marvel is just not in a good place. The name Marvel just doesn't hold the weight that it used to. Back in the day when you said Marvel, people said that meant quality.
It just don't hit like it used to.
It just don't hit like it used to. And anymore, they say, man, and it's gotten so bad now that they let these broads take over the word.
How dare they? Them females in space.
3 females. Now they just took the name, man. Oh, Marvel's done gone woke like everybody else, man. Oh, Marvel, don't tell me that you let these broads take over too, man. Jesus. Now, listen, I'm joking right now. I don't feel that way.
Of course not.
No, of course not. I'm just kidding right here. But the thing is that a lot of people do feel like, well, yes, Marvel is just, obviously not in its heyday anymore. Suffered in quality. Things have dipped a little bit. And at this point, a lot of people are just not having a lot of hopes for some of the latest Marvel projects right now. And one of those projects that people are talking about is the Marvels. Now, yes, people are not happy to have 3 women come in and just take over the name Marvel. Everybody knows, what's her name, Carol Danvers?
Yeah, Brie Larson's
Brie
character.
Larson as Captain Marvel. And last time we saw her, she stopped the uprising with an alien race out there,
Yeah,
the Kree.
Yeah, she was a plot device in one of the Avengers movies.
And she was a plot device in one of the Avengers movies, but in our own movie, last time we saw her really, taking care of things in her own film. She has stopped this alien race that was trying to, do something bad. I forgot what it was. It's been so long ago. But now that we're here, turns out that she's back in her own movie, and she's joined by 2 other women who are some way connected with each other. Whether it be because they have a history with each other. Monica Rambeau is one of the characters in here who knew Captain Marvel when she was a little girl. But they've also brought in a new young lady right here. And because their powers are all kind of similar, they're making strange things happen with each other. Whenever they use their powers, they're popping all over the place. They're ending up in different fights in different galaxies sometimes. And the thing is that they say, well, it's okay because we know that, hey, Captain Marvel, she'll save the day right here. She'll set everything straight. But it turns out that Captain Marvel herself, well, she might have somewhat of a dubious past too. Well, some people are saying she might not be the hero that everybody's been led to believe. What is good? See, now that right there, that story right there, there's so much going on. There's so much happening. How can you not have a deep, rich, emotionally moving story right here with everything I just told you?
With all the characters too.
With
a lot of them.
Even that cat is back.
I was waiting to bring up the star of the movie.
Even that damn cat is back. And not even that cat has her own story going on.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, how can people say that this movie will not do well? And some people really are split on this. Right now, it's about 50-50. Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer, and then we'll come back to tell you exactly where we stand with this film.
She's targeting every planet we call home.
As I said, a lot of people are split on this movie.
I'll tell you though, that is one slick trailer though.
Yeah, no, a lot of people are split in this movie right here. What about us? There's 3 people in this room right here. Are we going to be fighting each other? Are we split on this amongst ourselves, or will we, like the Marvels here, work as a team and have?
It depends which way you going.
It depends. No, it depends on which way you go.
No, you.
No.
And you.
I tell you, I'm not going to Chili's.
So listen, I'm gonna pass this off to these guys to talk about in a little bit. But as for myself, with this movie, and for people going in and complaining already about how Marvel is looking the same these days, how Marvel's not really taking chances or doing not really. The movies aren't distinguishing themselves from each other too much anymore like they did back in the day.
Yeah, they're all starting to feel a little samey.
Yeah, they are.
Sick in the formula.
Well, I would say that most of this movie right here has that familiar Marvel feel, especially, with the more humorous tone of some of the most recent films out there. And I'm telling you this because Marvel knows this, by the way. Marvel knows we've been complaining. So just a few days ago, they tried to come out here and pull one over on y'all. Now, don't fall for this bullshit right here with Marvel, because they put out a trailer trying to make you think like, oh no, the Marvels, it ain't silly like these other movies. No, this is some deep, emotional, heavy storytelling, man. I mean, we on Avengers level with this. They try to make this look like Endgame or something. They lying, all right?
Even had the OGs in the trailer.
In the beginning of the trailer, we were talking about
Tony
that.
Stark.
For this trailer right here, like I said the other day, you had to get halfway to the trailer to realize that it was a Marvel's movie because it looked like it was another Avengers movie.
Heroes. It's an old-fashioned notion. But the world can still use them.
Ready.
None of these flashbacks are in this movie, by the way, okay? This is a bullshit-ass trailer, and they're trying to fool y'all. And this right here, when they actually did get to showing you the Marvels, and they show you how emotionally heavy it was, and how it seemed like, all the stakes were high, that movie that's in this trailer, it don't exist, okay? I'm here to tell you that right now. This is kind of the same old what we've been getting. And I don't mean that as an insult, because when I say that, I'm talking about this feels like a cross between something like Guardians of the Galaxy, mixed with something like Spider-Man, No Way Home, and bits of Thor in there. But I would say this, to the movie's credit, some of these later movies are starting to feel like sci-fi films. We're talking about this.
Yeah, it feels like you're getting back on the roller coaster ride.
Yeah, so it's not just really superhero movies anymore. Marvel's gone / superheroes / sci-fi. We saw some of that with like Quantumania. Even though I didn't really like the movie, I did like that it wasn't as, superhero-ish as some of the other movies. Loki, the TV show, is pretty much its own science fiction thing. This movie that we have right here, I would say kind of feels like a cross between a Marvel superhero movie mixed with Star Trek in a way. And as much as I complain about the superhero stuff is actually what worked for me in this one.
Okay, it's the best parts of the film.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm going to say this because I want to see what you feel about this. I want to see if we feel the same way. I think the reason why, because I've been complaining about superhero stuff. Mm-hmm. I've been saying I'm tired of superhero stuff. I don't want to see superhero stuff. You would think that I would appreciate the science fiction part of this more, but the superhero stuff is actually a lot of fun in this, man. That's what worked best for me. And I'll tell you why, because the leads, they actually work well together. They keep doing this thing where their powers whenever they use them, it causes them to switch places. So they'll be in the middle of a fight. They'll be in the middle of the sky or something. They'll use their powers, and all of a sudden they're being switched to these awkward situations. Man, I'll tell you, I love it because a lot of planning, a lot of thought, and a lot of imagination went into these particular scenes right here. I mean, you had to coordinate these scenes really well to like have them play out the way they did. And it's a lot of fun. But mostly what I like about it is, this is what made the Avengers so much fun. This is why we're asking for another Avengers movie right now, is because we love seeing superheroes team up.
Yeah, come
Right,
together.
Yeah, we love seeing superheroes get together, use their different powers, to defeat whatever the situation is. And this scene right here that I'm about to show you in the early part of this movie here, it really captures that fun feeling of seeing a superhero team working together.
I don't like that name.
Yeah, she grabbed him by his hair. Put your ass over here. Now, this is really why I think this works is because of this girl right here.
She is the best character in this whole movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead, guys.
No, I was going to say, I was waiting to hear what you were going to say about
Yeah,
Brie Larson, but she, without a doubt, was my favorite character of all of them.
She is the life of this movie.
Yeah, Miss Marvel.
Yes.
The actress is Iman
good luck with that.
Vellani. Iman Vellani. She, you can tell me what you feel about the whole superhero stuff, but you guys were about to talk about her. I love her in this movie, man.
Yeah, no, she like I said, she's the life of the film. She looks like she's the one that's having the most amount of fun here. Like she
That's
is
it.
And the thing is, she's a comic book fan too. So just her getting wrapped all up in this,
Yeah.
man, she's just having so much amount of fun.
Her character works also. For some reason, Brie Larson in this movie, I know we're talking about her, but Brie Larson is just like, I love her as an actor, but her character just doesn't work for me in this.
It seems like she's just walking through this.
Yeah, she doesn't have enough of personality. It feels like she's trying to be Tony Stark, still like in the first one.
Well, I have both the characters up here. Monica Rambeau, who's played by Tayani Paris, and then Brie Larson, of course, is Captain Marvel. And listen, I'm like you, man. I like both those actresses. They're great. They are. But those characters, I just don't like them. I don't. And it's not, no, let me change that. I can't even say I don't like them because I don't care about them.
Yeah.
Thank you. Great word. Don't care about them.
I don't care. It's just like, they're there and they're fine, but I just don't find them interesting. I tell you the reason why is because those characters, they have a lot of weak dialogue. They got weak dialogue. Most of their dialogue is exposition. And a guy that we went to the movie with, he laid it out. He said it's exposition and it's technobabble, especially the character Monica Rambeau.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of technobabble with that character, man. And that's disappointing to me because those two characters, as I told you when I was setting up the movie, they got a history. Mm-hmm. And I would say that Monica Rambeau, man, she being kind of petty with this. One of those,
I don't want to talk to you.
It's another one of those situations where why you leave me? She's like, bitch, because I was saving the galaxy.
Right,
That's why. What the hell you think I was going to spend all day with you babysitting you, wiping your ass? No, but they could have played that history up like, I missed you. We had an emotional past. I don't like the petty part of like, where were you? But it was like, there was this moment in the movie where Monica Rambeau, it's been years. She was a little girl when she first met Captain Marvel or Diane, what's her name, Carol Danvers, and she feels real awkward about what do I say to her?
Yeah,
I don't
and the
talk to her.
awkwardness is so forced in some of these scenes. It's like, all right, just talk to her. Like, she's there. Like, isn't that what you want?
Y'all on a spaceship.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a good angle for them to work. I don't think they did it very well.
No.
It's just,
They're not putting as
disappointing.
much effort as Miss Marvel.
Now, to your point, I echo the same thing that you said. You took the words right out of my mouth. You reached up in my ass and took it out of my head. It's like, wow, you said that she seems like she's having the most fun.
Yeah.
The thing with Kamala is that Kamala felt real, man. Mm-hmm. The thing is, this is all new to her, this whole situation. So, she's the one that's showing the most enthusiasm. If there's any chemistry between them, it's because of Kamala Khan.
Right.
She's the one that's actually adding some humanity to that situation. Mm-hmm. She's the one that's adding brevity and humor to it.
And because she brings along her family.
Oh, that's definitely it, man. No, I 100% agree with you on that. No, I was going to talk about that in a little bit. Yeah. Plus, I'm going to tell you, it's just Kamala Khan is just Miss Marvel. She's just adorable, man.
And they did a good job introducing her to someone like me who I haven't seen the TV show, right?
Yeah.
And they quickly sum it up. They have kind of like a Captain Underpants style stop motion, hand drawn animation.
Yeah, in the beginning. Yeah. But even if you haven't seen the show, you can still come in here and watch this character because it's just adorable watching her having fun, almost getting killed over and over again. Like she is in danger. And she's having the time of her life, man. She's having a great time. She's having a ball right now, man. But I agree with you, man. Her family being brought in actually helps out a lot too.
Oh yeah,
No,
because they feel real as hell.
Oh, they do, man. That mom.
Yeah. She doesn't have many lines, but like she throws in some zingers that are definitely relatable.
Oh yeah, man. The mom who's played by. So here's the thing. Like her family comes in. If you've seen the show, Kamala Khan has a mother, father, and she's got a brother. Mm-hmm. And the brother's he's funny because he's just sarcastic. Dad just goes with what everybody does. He doesn't care. But mom, who's played by Zenobia Sharaf, she's an overbearing mom. But that's what's funny about this, man. It's like no matter how crazy things get, she's still a mom. Because like they're tearing up the house and they're having aliens invade their home. Kamala Khan's going into space, and mom is still like on a speaker like, Kamala, you are not going into space for adventures. You know what it is?
Is that how she talked?
That is how she talked. That's how she talked to me. Actually, that's not how she talked, as you see right here.
Captain Marvel is walking.
That is how she talked, man. Get out of here, man. Trying to make me seem like I'm racist. That's exactly how she talks.
I mean, hey, I'm just saying that'll get you canceled these days.
What did I do? She sounds just like that.
Sure, I'm not opposed.
Captain Marvel is walking up and down our living room, and now you come back waltzing in with no apologies.
Sorry, Captain Marvel was in her house?
Trying to make me look bad. Hey, man.
I'm not trying,
If you would turn your head, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Okay, yeah.
But no, that her family is great, man. Mm-hmm. And I love that mom. The things I'm talking about feel very front loaded to the film. There's other stuff that they start getting into, which after that, the movies starts going downhill, man. For me.
It starts getting messy.
Yeah, it's a real mixed bag. Like the thing that holds it together, I think, is honestly the real star of the movie, which is that cat. That cat was consistent for me.
Was it?
Yeah. I mean, there's some stuff that they do that I was like, wow, this is so fucking silly.
Speaking of cats, you hear my cat down there?
No, I didn't. No, you must have a sixth sense for it.
I hear it down there. Do you hear that?
No.
That's my cat making another sale on Shopify, man.
Oh, man.
I was like, what? What are you talking about?
You didn't hear my cat. My cat is making money down there, man. Listen to that. Man.
Kitty cash register.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, man. I didn't put it outside. I put it in another room where she's selling her stuff on Shopify right there, man. Listen, I got to stop and give a word to our sponsor right now, just real quick, and then we'll get into. We've talked glowingly about the film, and now we're going to talk about some complaints that we might have. But listen, before we do that, let us give a word out to Shopify. This part of the show is sponsored by Shopify.com. And the reason why I'm bringing this up to you is because we have a lot of talented toasties out there. Oh, let me see. Like, we had a toasty that came in and gave us this picture right here. He drew this himself. As you can see, it's framed, and he's selling these. And that means that if he's selling this online, then he can sell this on Shopify also. And if you're doing anything where you have art, I don't know, maybe I said this and made Martin laugh the other day, whether you're selling socks or sake, it's you can sell it on Shopify. And the reason why I recommend Shopify is because Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business out there. From the moment you launch your online shop all the way to you make that $1 million sale, that millionth sale right there, Shopify is there with you every step along the way to help you grow. With Shopify, you can feel confident about the platform because Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US, and Shopify is used by millions of entrepreneurs out there every day of every size all across the world, 175 countries out there.
Wow.
Use Shopify.
Across the world. Across
the world, man. You, again, like I told you, you're in good hands. They've been in business for years too. And you can actually sell with little effort or less effort now because they have their AI-powered thing called Shopify Magic. Plus, Shopify has a lot of resources that are there to help support you in your success along the way. They actually have a great support line right there. In case you need to call up anybody and say, I don't know what I'm doing. Actually, they got you, man. And it's not that hard. You know what you're doing. That's why you're using Shopify, because you're a good entrepreneur too. Hey, listen, as I said, we got a lot of talented toasties out there. And if you want to sell your stuff, Shopify is a great place to do that. Start making that money and start doing it on a platform that'll help you do it and help you grow. And you can actually sign up now for a $1 per month trial period. How do you do that? You know I got a code for you. Shopify.com/toasted. That's SHOPIFY.com/TOASTED. Put that in and you'll get a $1 per month trial period. I want to thank Shopify.com for sponsoring this portion of the show. And of course, I want to thank all of you out there. Where were we? Oh man, we were talking about, oh my God, the action in this is so fun. Kamala Khan, she's cool. Her family is funny. Julian said I was being racist.
No, we were praising that cat.
Oh yeah, and
the cat.
We were talking about that cat. We talking about even the cat is better this time around. That cat was treated like Terrence Howard, man, got recast. There's that cat at. There. Oh, there it is. There's that cat. That ain't the same cat, by the way.
Oh, that cat changed throughout the movie. It was CGI, real. Like it goes back and forth a lot.
Yeah, he used a lot of stunt cats in here, man. All this, everything we talked about, it makes for a fun first, I think third, not even half. It makes for about a fun first third of the movie. And then after that, it kind of goes downhill for me because, well, for one, I talked about how I admire that Marvel is kind of feeling a little sci-fi these days, along with being a superhero property, or having a lot of superhero properties out there. But I think the sci-fi stuff in here feels more like a generic episode of Star Trek, or a generic Star Trek type storyline.
I was thinking the Star Wars prequel cartoon, just whatever sci-fi.
Yeah, no, I can see that. And listen, I'm saying that this feels like a more generic version of a Star Trek storyline, but I tell you, I'm okay with that. I would be okay with that, because they do something with Captain Marvel in here that I said earlier. They make you question her character. That adds some complexity to her story right there. And it would be cool if, I don't know, maybe if the villain was a little more interesting. I mean, there's interesting ideas behind the villain. You can see why they are a villain, but they don't give her enough good lines or just make her an interesting enough character. What are you gonna say?
Y'all being too nice. She's one of the worst villains I think I've seen in a Marvel project.
Okay, I got a reason why. Now, the villain here is Dar-Benn, who's played by Zawe Ashton. And
she's a good actress.
She is a good actress. Yeah. She is. Why do you not like the villain here?
She's boring. Like, I understand. Boring. She's boring. I get her motivation. But it's the same exact motivation I've seen in a lot of other Marvel movies. So I'm like, I've seen this been played out 10,000 times. I'm tired of seeing it.
I think the way that she does it is kind of interesting, but it's not reinventing the wheel by any means. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah. Okay, it's not to say you're wrong. I'm looking at Julian, I'm like, get this. Nothing like that, because I'm probably side with Julian Green more on this, because I see what you're saying. Because when you say she's boring, I think, the reason why I feel this way is because she's one of those villains that's just there to do bad things and be stopped.
Just to be a villain.
Yeah, and the thing is, they try to give her substance, but she's one of those villains that tries to be sympathetic by stopping the movie and giving a flashback sequence telling you why I'm sad and this is why I'm evil now. That's not character development to me. When you stop the movie to give a flashback to make you feel a certain way for a character, you're supposed to build that up over the film. You're supposed to feel this character's complexity. They don't do that. When you stop to just tell people, man, I'm bad, but I'm also kind of sad. It's like,
I mean, don't get me wrong. She's not a villain that I care for much. I mean, my favorite thing about her was that she had like a grill in her mouth.
Man, listen, I like that grill. It looked like she'd be eating a bowl. It looked like she'd be eating a bowl of bullets, man, and she got bullets stuck in her teeth.
Pennies in between her teeth.
Yeah, it looked like somebody tried to, how you drop a quarter in a goddamn machine.
Vending machine mouth.
she got bullets stuck in her teeth.
Yeah, her grill was good. The rest of her costume was kind of wonky, though.
Man, okay, I'm glad you mentioned that grill because I like it, but I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
She's supposed to be like this villain who's obsessed with avenging her people. And the whole time I thought she was gonna bust out rapping, you know?
She was licking her lips a lot.
Yeah, man. It looks funny, but I didn't really care for it.
Yeah, no. Another thing is like you don't really fear her. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how when you watch like Avengers: Infinity War or even Endgame, you fear Thanos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he does something crazy in the first couple of minutes. Here it's like she don't do nothing.
No, you're right. She's one of those. I agree with you. She's one of those villains that just seems like a villain of the week.
Yeah,
you know,
no.
or a villain of the moment. You know, it's
I feel like what's his name? I know the movie was trash, but Gore I feel like did more.
well, no. Gore was a. You talking about from Thor?
Yeah, from
Gore
Thor.
was a great character. They just didn't. They put too much humor around Gore,
Yeah.
and didn't like really respect his story enough. I'm with you on this one right here, man. I don't feel there's not enough presence for her to be a threat. You know, all she does is monologue. She monologues, gives a backstory, and carries around a big ass, staff.
Stick, yeah, like she Ronin or something.
And it's just, there's not much to her. I don't think there's not that much depth to that character. You're right. Because of that, she's not threatening at all. She's just there to do bad things.
Yeah, she did feel like Ronin Jr. for sure.
Yeah. I can even kind of work. I can even kind of work with that a little bit. You know, if your villain's not that great. If your main characters were interesting, if the story around everything else was interesting, I could take that. But then they get the middle part of this movie, I can't stand, man.
Oh, you talking about when it turned to Disney Channel?
When it turned into a Disney, man, the middle part of this movie turns into, and I'm not exaggerating, it turns into a straight up Disney musical complete with a Princess Marvel. And it had me, maybe some people like it and maybe they weren't, but it had me sinking in my seat. I was so embarrassed watching this part. I said, this is not working, man.
I was like, this ain't it.
I like musicals, but I was like, all right, this is a great idea, but I don't love what you're doing with
Somebody
it.
said, what the? Let's look at this.
Yeah.
She looking like damn Belle from Beauty and the Beast or something, man.
And it's so forced too.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, the people, there's a whole planet of people who sing. So everything with them is a musical number. Now I was like, that's interesting because maybe that's culturally how they speak with each other, and they kind of hint towards that. But and I'm not bullshitting, when the room stops and Captain Marvel, Brie Larson, starts sparkling like Cinderella, and then her clothes just change into a Disney princess dressed like this.
Right,
I was like, what the is happening right here, man? And then everybody's singing in these musical numbers again, and I'm just like, you know what? This scene is not that great at all, but maybe it could have worked in some other film. But it felt like this was a comedy scene ripped from another movie and put into a Captain Marvel movie, and it just didn't work, man.
It felt like an idea left behind from James Gunn or something, because that's something he could have really nailed.
Yeah. And I tell you, and then they try to they try to jump from that. They try to jump from a musical number into like action battle scenes. And it's just, and it's just weird because it's just another case of Marvel throwing the tone of the movie off because they're doing that silly shit. It's the same thing that happened with Thor, the last Thor movie,
Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder, where they just put humor in the most awkward places when, it should have been played that way. Or it just felt, like an awkward lead into something else. I was confused. Really, I was a little confused. I don't know what this is for, who this is for. I don't know why this idea was even meant to play out this way anyway. It felt like, I agree with you. It felt like a bunch of ideas and none of these things really knew how to connect with each other.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of this art direction in this movie, so maybe I'm a little biased against this film. I'll admit that.
Some of the costumes look cheaper than others. Like some of them, it's like, what is that person wearing? Others, it just blended in.
Well, again, a lot of stuff with these Marvel movies, the art direction is starting to feel the same. It keeps using the same color palette. It keeps using some of the same designs. These movies are not really, feeling like they have a separate personality, and some of them are meant to look like each other. I get that. But everything is starting to feel like Quantumania or something like
They
that.
owe a lot to James Gunn for how space looks in general. Like in every sense.
Everything's starting to look like this color palette. Everything's starting to look like this design right here. And it's just something where I'm like, okay, I've seen it enough, man. So, I wish we could move on from this. But the thing that really got to me the most, and you just saw it, man, the CG. The CG gets worse as the movie goes, man. These cats look fake as hell right here. Now that's just a little bit right there, but by the end of this, I mean, as you can see, the screen is just full of CG cats, man. It looks like a damn screensaver. And I was just like, as the movie went on, I was like, man, is it just me or is the CG just getting terrible?
No, some of it, and Kamala Khan's power, I thought looked pretty shoddy near the end of it. Like it didn't look very good.
Overall, it is suffering from the same thing that a lot of these Marvel movies has been suffering from, which we just named. Bad special effects at some point, really fake looking CG, tonally not being able to settle on something, awkwardly placed humor. These are things that this is almost like this is like a epidemic with Marvel now,
Yeah.
What's going on with them. We're seeing these same problems, which I'm really hoping that we can start moving on from this, because I know that this movie was already,
Tracking, well.
What's that?
It says it's not tracking well.
Well, it's not tracking well, but it was already being made when, before these complaints about Marvel started coming out. And I did hear that they didn't really have a strong script in place anyway.
Yeah, and this movie does a lot.
Yeah, I heard they did like a lot of reshoots too.
Yeah, and it feels like it, man. It just doesn't feel like it's coming together pretty. It doesn't feel like it's coming together to tell one cohesive story, man. It feels like a lot. I'll tell you what it feels like. It feels like a treatment. A lot of this feels like a treatment as it goes along. It starts strong, but then it feels like these ideas are just going all over the place, and none of them are really meshing together very well, which is too bad, because like I said, man, there are a lot of good things in here to have fun with. But I'm doing this for Kamala. I'm only doing it for your girl right here, man. For Kamala, I'm giving this a high rental.
I thought you was gonna go higher than that.
Like I said, I know that people are split on this, and there's a lot of people who are really enjoying this, and I wish I could. It has nothing to do with these people being women. It has nothing to do with me even biased against Marvel. But I do think the problems that we see with Marvel that are consistently plaguing Marvel movies right now, they're here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Guardians of the Galaxy walked and ran so this movie could go for a light jog at some point. I think that this is the very definition of a mixed bag. There's some funny parts, and I think that that's what carries this all the way through. I didn't actively hate it. I never would have seen this if we weren't doing the review, but I ended up seeing it and I thought it was just fine. But I'm telling you right now, the most exciting moment of the movie is that stinger. That's the best part. But I'm right there with you. I give it a high rental. I was like, maybe matinee, like some of these characters, but I can't get behind Brie Larson as this character, as much as it hurts me to say that.
It's funny
I want
because
to love her.
Yeah, she's a great actress, man. I'm just not feeling her as this character.
Yeah, I hate her as that character. Well, I hate her in the first one. She's a little more better. She's better here.
She is a little better.
This is better than the first one.
Yeah,
I will
agree.
say that 100%.
I agree. Before you go, I got to ask you a question. So it seemed like you liked it better last night. Did you kind of think about it and change your mind or something?
No, I mean, I just had fun. Like, if I'm there, I'm going to try to enjoy myself.
They gave us free drinks.
Yeah,
They did.
Yeah, I mean, it's a comedy. It was making me laugh, but it's kind of like it was making me think of The Flash a little bit, where it's like, it's not a great movie, but hey, funny is funny, and that's subjective. So, and that's why I kept bringing up that cat. The cat carried the movie on his little cat back for me.
So, look, man, these Marvel movies to me are just not getting any better, except for Guardians of the Galaxy. But I feel like that was just James Gunn. This one, I'll tell y'all, Kamala carries this movie. Honestly, she's the reason why I was actually able to get through this movie. I'll say this. The first 20, 30 minutes, that clip you saw earlier, to me, that's the best part of the film.
Yeah.
That is so fun because so much stuff is going on and so many characters have to play off one another. And it's just, they don't know what's going on. They just have to do it. Monica Rambeau and Captain Marvel, I just think they're fine, honestly. Like, they're not bad, but they're fine. One of the big problems with this movie is I feel like you have to do too much amount of homework to watch this movie. Like, you have to watch WandaVision. You have to watch it's a little bit Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
You have to watch Miss Marvel. And like I brought a friend with me to see the movie. And he was like, "Who are these characters?" You know, and I had to explain it to him. Like, this is who this is. This is who this is.
Yeah.
So it's just too much for I feel like the common folk to go.
Julie and I were talking about that. We talking about how you can't. You and I were talking about that last night too. It's like you can't just stroll up in a Marvel movie now.
No,
you know?
Yeah, if you're not caught up, you're going to be really confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Disney is hurting themselves when they do that. Like they're putting out too much content.
It's hard.
The counter argument for that would be these movies are made for fans now. Like Five Nights at Freddy's, that was made for fans.
Yeah.
You cannot walk into the middle of a Harry Potter movie. It's just, that's not how it is. So now I would say that. Yes, I agree. You cannot just, if you don't know Marvel, you just can't walk up in here and just be like, what's going on? You got years of catching up to do. And don't be up there asking your friend, what's happening? Because can't nobody explain that shit to you in 5 minutes. But at the same time, these movies are meant for the people who haven't keeping up now.
Fans, yeah. I'll say this: the first third I really enjoyed it, but after that, the movie just becomes dull, it becomes sloppy. There's some bad editing in here too. Honestly,
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie, there's some real bad editing.
I thought that some of the choreography for the action near the end of the movie, I was like, this is good idea, but it's not rehearsed enough or something was off.
Yeah, and it feels like, and I could be the only one that could be saying this, it feels like there's another movie we missed before this. Like it's like they keep talking about this other stuff that happened. And I'm like, okay, are we missing something? Like I feel like chunks of this movie were kind of taken out to I don't know, to make it shorter or something. But I feel like there was parts missing from this movie.
I think it might be this thing where we were just talking about, they didn't have a strong script and they had all these reshoots.
I don't know, because
just,
they keep talking about for the past. I'm like, are we missing something here? Like I feel like we're missing a movie.
I mean, listen, I'm at the point now where it's like because to what y'all are saying, it's just so much going on. Just kind of like, either I forgot or I just don't care no more.
No, you didn't forget. There's some shit that just shows up out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and it's just being that other cliche of just like the past.
Okay.
Yeah, this and I'm gonna wrap it up. This movie just sticks to Marvel formula. And like I said, just for me, just does not consistently get better. Yeah, man, this is gonna hurt me to say, but this is gonna be a high rental. And I gotta say this, I feel like as fans and as critics, we gotta stop saying, "Oh, well, at least it's better than the first movie." That's what we're always saying. We're like, "Oh, well, at least it's not as bad as the first movie." Stop saying that, because then we keep getting this crap over and over and over again. And it's just like, people said the same thing for The Nun. They were like, "Well, at least it's not as bad as the first Nun." And I'm like, stop saying that. Like that's why we end up in this same spot over and over and over again.
Keep in mind, it's just our opinions. I mean, like I said, people are split. If people are liking this, that's great. And I want to love this. I do. I want to go back to loving Marvel like I used to. I'm not even talking about going back to like the heyday. I want to go back to liking Marvel like like I used to, man, or at least close to it. But it's just not appealing to me anymore. So for those who are liking it and enjoying it, that's great for you, man. But this was just as much fun as I was having. Another disappointment for me. High rentals all around. I like when you said that we got drinks. Somebody in chat said they were trying to get y'all drunk. It didn't work.
So give us 2 coupons and make some popcorn.